I'm just gonna go ahead and save you some time, bro. That was all intentional, 100% of that. Did you enjoy the movie?
What movie?
The movie you were watching while you were trying to get into my computer?
Sir, no.
What do you mean, no? No, you didn't like it?
I I didn't get into your computer.
You were trying to, I know. But I mean, you were watching my screen with AnyDesk.
Um, yeah.
Okay. So the question was, did you like the movie?
I knew you were doing it intentionally.
You know what? I got to tell you, bro, I do this every day. And
Uh,
you,
do
you,
you have a YouTube channel or something?
yeah, I do. And you kept your cool better than anybody ever. I swear to God. I kept waiting for you to
Uh-huh.
break. I kept waiting for you to laugh. I kept nothing. Even when the sound
I,
was on, I could hear it.
uh-huh.
And you
Uh-huh.
never said a word. You was like, "Oh, do you hear noise in the—" That was brilliant, dude. You did a great job.
Well, I've been, it's been, well, not too proud, but it's been about 4 years in the same work. So that taught me a lot of things. Anyways, I'm not too proud, but what's your channel name though?
You know I'm not gonna tell
What's
you
your channel?
that. You know I'm not gonna tell you that. But I can tell you that you're gonna be famous. You're gonna be famous.
Okay,
Probably by
great.
tomorrow. Um, and
Okay,
don't worry, I won't share your alias with anybody.
that's it. Thank you so much.
Certainly not
And
any of the big
anyway,
guys.
I understand. So, I mean, I would like to watch the video though. I mean, what's the channel name?
Oh, I'm
What's
not
the
gonna
name?
tell you the channel. Like, come on now, you know I'm not gonna tell you the channel name.
Oh, well, I cannot do anything.
Oh, I know, but it's pretty big.
Okay. Wow. All right. Well,
Well,
okay. I mean, it would have been fun watching myself on YouTube at least.
yeah, I
You know.
know. Yeah, it is because I do it all the time. But let me ask you some candy questions in exchange for your
Uh,
anonymity. Okay, I'm curious. Are you in the states or are you overseas?
no,
You're not in
not
the
in the
states.
States.
Yeah, you're not in the states. Okay, I didn't figure. But you're clearly one of the more educated telephone agents that I've spoken to,
Mm. Well, thank
because
you so much.
you speak extraordinary English. So you're obviously a very educated individual. I'm curious. I talk to people who do this full time. I talk to people who do this as a hobby for play money. Like, where do you
Mhm.
fit in that spectrum? Is this something you do all the time? Like,
Well, okay. If you remember, I told you I've been doing this for about 5 years now.
yeah,
But to be honest, I haven't been regular. So once in a while, whenever I make money, I take a long break. So let's say if I make happy money or quite good money, I'll take a break for about 5, 6, 7 or 8 months.
hmm,
I'll just resume after my money is exhausted. So likewise. So
yeah,
I've never worked, regularly. I haven't been working for long. It's been about 9 months that I've made this come back. So yeah, I don't work regularly.
that's crazy. Like, what's— I mean, do you like your— I hate to say real job, but you know what I mean. Like, what's your day job? Do you have a regular day job that you do?
Well, I'm studying. I'm studying law, and I
Oh,
plan on to yeah, I plan on to doing my masters from UK, England.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm trying to make some money and then go to UK and I continue my masters. So that's what I plan on to do.
That's— I mean, lofty aspirations. Did you go to school in England before?
No, I've studied all my life in India, and I've never been to England. It's just my friends who are in UK right now. I mean, they're extraordinary, brilliant in studies, and they have never done this job. They have no idea that I do this job. So yeah, but I mean, it's they who tell me that I should be, coming to England and studying over there. So that's what I plan on to do. I mean, it's recently that I've made up my mind that I'll be quitting and I'll be, full time studying and likewise.
Yeah. Well, that's— I mean, you gotta have something. You gotta have a side hustle, I guess. I'm very curious, like on a good day. I mean, I know they come in kind of random amounts and whatever, but like on a good day, what do you typically try to do? Do you try to, I mean, do you try to get them to do the gift cards? Do you try to go after bank accounts or like,
Okay, so if your questions, if you're seeking an answer, what is the extent or what is the scope to which one can earn on a single call?
yeah,
So I would say there's no limit. I mean, there are people that I know who actually, earn millions on a single call. For example, they may actually scam a person for up to $80,000 or $100,000 too. I mean, there
wow,
are ways, certain ways to do it. But then there are people who could actually, just extract about $100, a few $100 from a single person. So I mean, there are ranges. It varies from extreme low to the extreme high range.
yeah.
So
Well, I mean,
it varies.
$100 American, that's a fair amount of money in India.
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
indeed.
I've talked to enough guys in your line of work that they've told me, some of the guys that go and work in the call centers, they work eight,
Hmm.
10 hours a day and they might make $10 a day, in the
Well,
legitimate call centers, you know.
yeah. I mean,
So
I cannot tell if the call center is legit because all the call centers, even if the process is legit, but every call center do execute some con ways to promote themselves and do the business. So no company in the world is legit. I could tell you that. I mean, I've worked in a bunch of call centers, from legit to non-legit, everything, and not is so quick.
yeah, I mean, I always hear that, even in like a big call center that, say they have 500 agents, there's probably 50 to 100 of them that are working some sort of scam. The rest of them might be actually making calls, but the rest of them are just working scams.
Yeah, I mean that's a reality. I mean every call center, not just in India. I mean Pakistan, and then you have. I'm not American, so I could say Pakistan. So even in Pakistan, and then Philippines, and then Malaysia. So every call center in each of these countries, does some sort of call things. So they're not legit completely. Even if a legit call center it is, uh, they do some sort of illegal activities because that's how they make money. I mean, that's how they, fund their expenses going.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Hmm.
crazy. And I've also heard that a lot of them are kind of connected. The owners of one call center probably own a ton of other call centers. So if you get blacklisted because you're
Hmm.
not good or because you give away too many secrets or whatever, then you end up um, getting to where you can't even work.
Well, let me tell you one thing. I mean, ever since the new government has come in, I mean, it's been about 8 years now that this government is in work. This government extremely has made things hard for scammers or people like who do illegal activities in their call center. So this government is actually helping the people of the U.S., Canada, Europe, and likewise. I mean, Europe you can't say so much because they don't speak English there, so not many call centers are targeting Europe, but particularly US and Canada because those are English speaking countries. You could actually communicate to the population. Um, so yeah, this government in India is extremely friendly to people of US and Canada ever vis-a-vis this process. Yeah.
That's very interesting. Well, it's as crazy as it sounds. I find these conversations very interesting because I'm a consumer advocate, right, here in the states,
Mhm.
and I'm always kind of fighting against the scammers and so on and so forth. And it's one of those things that there's so many scammers, and the overwhelming majority of them are not well educated and not
Mhm.
really that smart even. So to actually get to talk to someone who has legitimate aspirations outside of the scamming,
Mhm.
the that's it's very interesting to me, and I like to hear your side of the story from time to time. And every now and again I'll get someone that I can talk to. You're clearly that. I'm curious.
Well,
You go ahead.
there's no story. I mean, there is no such story. I mean, it's all common sense. I mean, there is so much competition, so much population. I mean, there are so less opportunities for everyone. So one has to find their own ways to, find their own ways to, make a living. So it's the only thing. I mean, in India, I mean, you'll find every second person who's good in studies. You can't say they're not smart. I mean, we're extremely good in studies. We have no other option except studying. So we learn English from school days, and then uh, if a person cannot do anything else, well, they have a second option called centers because they've learned English in their schools. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's how we get into the job. And I mean, once we apply for the call center job, we do not know what process the center is running. It's only once we are hired we know the process. So we have no other option just to get along. So
Yeah. That's crazy. Now, you mentioned kind of, your friends not knowing what you do. Does your family have any idea what you do?
not all, just my brothers.
That's interesting. So yeah, mom and dad don't know, I bet, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They won't
Um,
allow.
oh, of course, of course. Well, I'm curious. Have you ever thought about, like, do you know others who do what you do? I mean, like, friends and so on.
Well, I mean, listen, I mean, I've never worked in call center since I'll say it's been about 3 years that I haven't stepped in a call center. It's always been that I've been working alone,
Hmm.
on my own. So
And you
whatever friends I have, I lost them. I don't have any more connection with them.
Interesting. So you just do this from home then, huh?
Yes.
That's that's amazing. And like the one that the number that I call or that I called you on today, you just send out these text messages. Was it a text or was it an email? I forgot.
It should be, yeah, it should be that text.
A text message, and you just use a program to just mass text. How do you pick the numbers? Do you just pick random
Well,
numbers?
no, I mean, there are several people who have their own assigned work. So that's not me. Um, I actually have no idea how did they do it. So there are vendors who actually shoot out a blast these texts to several random people on their phone. I have no idea how they do it, but it's just me who have to answer the call or take calls. So my part of job is just to answer the calls and make sales. I do not know how do they do it, how do they, target people and send text to their phones or to their emails. So, I mean, yeah, most likely they purchase the data from different companies. So once they have the data, the phone numbers, the emails, they send the text.
So I guess technically you have a boss. Like you have someone you answer to
Yes,
then. And
yes,
okay, I mean, like, do you know them or I mean, like, have you met them or, I mean, is it all done virtually or
virtually.
interesting? And are they, as far as you know, they're in India as well?
Oh, okay. So whatever money I must have made on calls, not all money is coming to me. I'm just getting commissions.
Right. May I ask like, do you get like a percentage or
Percentage, 12%.
12% of whatever you can pull? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet they love you because you are one of the better ones that I've ever had the opportunity to speak with because I mean, you were cool as a cucumber, and I tried every way in the world to rile you, and it wasn't working.
Okay, not too proud.
Well, let me ask you something. And this is a very serious. How long before you go to university?
I mean, can you frame that question again? I mean, I didn't
Like
guess that properly.
how long? You said you're finished with your undergraduate, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. When are you supposed to start your masters, or is there a date yet?
So I'm still waiting for my results for my undergrad. So as soon as I get my results, so it was my last semester that I, took the exams for. So I must be getting my results next month,
Okay.
sometime in the next month. And as soon as it comes, I'll be, proceeding with my master's.
Interesting. And are you gonna go to the UK to do it, or are you gonna do it like an
Yes.
abroad type of thing?
No, UK, definitely.
Interesting. I'm curious. Do you know how much your master's program is going to cost? Like, I mean, is it you have a kind of a figure
I
already?
do have it. Well, I do have an idea. It says $80,000 US dollars, or around $100,000, somewhere around that.
Yeah. And what are you gonna? I mean, what do you hope to get the master's in?
Law.
Oh, that's right. You said in law. Oh, wow. So are you going to be a barrister? Is that the
Yeah.
hope
Mhm.
in the UK? Wow, that's crazy. Okay. Well, let me.
No, 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 no. Okay. I'll do my master's from UK, and then I'll come back to India and I'll practice the law in India.
I'll practice law in India. Okay. What's the most prolific kind of law in India? Like what, you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
I don't know
Yes.
much about how the civil stuff works
Hmm.
in India.
Hmm. Hmm. So civil cases, I mean, they don't make much money for a lawyer, but criminal cases for sure.
There's probably a lot of opportunity there, I would think.
Yes.
Yeah. That's crazy interesting.
Given the population of India, I mean, you have number of cases coming to you each day. So because bigger the problem, bigger more the cases. So yeah, it's actually quite good being a lawyer.
yeah. Well, and it's a prestigious job. It's better than what you're doing now, I guess, right? A little bit anyway. You can
Hmm.
tell your parents about it. So what do your parents think you do?
Well, I mean, they think I work somewhere,
Like they think you just have like a regular job.
right?
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay. Well, let me ask. I'm going to ask you one more question, and I'm going to let you get back to it. Um,
Hmm.
if I were to send you, um, give you my email,
Hmm.
is there any chance you could, you're tech savvy, you could create an anonymous email and to where I could occasionally ask you some questions about this kind of stuff
Okay.
because it really does fascinate me, and I'd be willing to pay you
No
for your
problem.
time.
No problem. No problem with that.
Okay.
You
Um,
you promised anonymity to me, so I can do that.
okay. And can I email you, or would you
Hmm.
rather I give you my email and then you contact me?
Yeah, yeah. Let's build a trust. So you give me your email, and I'll email you.
And you can just use your alias that you already, I already saw or whatever. So I'll know who you
Hmm.
are, obviously.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah. No
I
problem.
mean, we might even do I mean, if you're willing to,
But
and I'm, like I said, I'm willing to pay you for it because I know time is money. Kind of an interview, and I'll just, I can change your voice and I can do all that stuff. And,
right,
and of
no
course,
problem.
no video, no nothing, just the audio, and ask some questions because
Okay.
I know people would be interested to hear kind of what you've told me
Uh-huh.
today.
Okay.
All right.
Uh huh.
All right, man. Well, it's been a treat speaking with you.
Well, sir, I mean, I'll say so. I'll say the same. I mean, it's been good. So interesting call. So thank you so much.
Indeed. Have a good day, brother. Or night, I guess.
You
Morning.
you you too, sir. Have check your email. I just sent you one.
Brilliant. I'll be on the lookout.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
Bye-bye.